All right, thank you, Carrie. And we begin with breaking news at this hour. A young woman dead after being thrown from her car on Highway 410. She was heading southbound around 11 o'clock last night when she somehow lost control of her vehicle, rolled into the ditch near the Steels on-ramp. There was no one else in that vehicle and no other vehicles involved. So far, there's no word on what may have caused this crash. The roadway has since reopened. Well, we have all now heard of the news of the passing of Gord Downie, but for many, it's still very hard to believe. Our Tammy Sutherland is at the HIP's star on the Canadian Walk of Fame on King Street. Tammy.
Yeah, that's right. We're just outside of the Princess of Wales Theatre where the Tragically Hip have their spot on the Walk of Fame. It was just one of several places right across the city where people were paying their respects to Gord Downie's legacy. Also, the Toronto sign was lit up in red and white to honor the Canadian icon. And then at 11 o'clock last night, it was dimmed as well. Of course, Toronto is their adoptive town, but of course their hometown is Kingston, and people there, of course, were talking about this all day long and of course sharing their memories about the band and about Gord Downie.
It is. It's overwhelming. I don't know what to say.
It's just a sad day.
It is.
It's a really sad day in Kingston. It's a big loss to the community, and it's a big loss to the music community and Kingston itself. Gord, the Hip, every single one of the band members.
This isn't just about the band, and it's just not just about Gord, it's about Canada, because Gord and the band represented Canada. And as the Prime Minister said this morning, we knew this was coming, we thought we'd be ready for it, and it's still a shock.
And of course, Toronto, just one of several cities right across Canada celebrating the life of Gord Downie. A book of condolence is also set up in downtown Kingston. People were lining up to sign that as well. So far at this point, no funeral details have been released. Melanie, I'll send it back to you for now.
All right, Tammy Sutherland, thank you for that. Another hurdle crossed for these Bloor Street bike lanes. The city's Public Works Committee voting 4-2 yesterday in favor of making them a permanent fixture. They've been in place for a year from Shaw to Avenue in a pilot project. Toronto City Council will get the final vote next month on whether or not they're going to stay. Well, a big day for Sears, given court approval to dish out $2.8 million to keep 36 managers on staff while it liquidates its remaining stores. Sears starting its liquidation sales today. 130 stores will close in the coming months, throwing 12,000 people out of work. Many of them are angry that Sears is dividing up bonuses for top executives to stick around for the liquidation process. Sears decided to close its Canadian stores after a suitable buyer could not be found. And a major recall now to tell you about from Toyota for some of their Sienna minivans. More than 340,000 of these vehicles are being called back, including 24,000 that are here in Canada. The reason? The vans have had a history of slipping out of park and rolling away. Toyota will not say if the problem has caused any accidents. Affected owners will be notified by Toyota for repairs in December. Quebec becoming the first jurisdiction on the continent to pass a law banning face coverings for anyone getting or receiving any sort of public service. That would forbid anyone wearing something like a burqa or niqab from doing simple tasks like riding a bus. Some in the province's Muslim community say the ban is a violation to their right of freedom for religious expression. The government argues the law is essential to communication, identification, and security. Prime Minister Trudeau standing by his finance minister, who is facing accusations of gross conflict of interest. The House of Commons were heated during question period as the opposition grilled the PM.
When did the Prime Minister become aware of the finance minister's conflict of interest?
Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, when the finance minister first got elected 2 years ago, he approached the ethics commissioner, as many of us did, to talk about his situation and to ask her advice on how he could ensure that all the rules and all the principles are followed. He followed all of her advice and indeed has recently asked her if there's more he can do to go above and beyond what she originally asked of him.
The opposition crying foul over Bill Morneau's failure to place his personal assets in a blind trust after being appointed cabinet minister 2 years ago. He still owns an estimated $40 million in shares in Morneau Chappelle, the pension management and human resources firm founded by his father. Trudeau put his own personal investments into a blind trust in 2013 after becoming Liberal leader, saying that he'd set the gold standard for ethical conduct. The day Morneau was appointed to cabinet in 2015, he told reporters he expected to do the same with his holdings. A city in northern India lit up to celebrate the Hindu festival of Diwali. More than 200,000 lamps burning brightly to celebrate the Festival of Lights. They were stretched out along 3 kilometers, and organizers hope it sets a Guinness World Record. The 5-day-long festival celebrating the Hindu belief that good always triumphs over evil. And the largest free indoor Diwali celebration will be taking place this Saturday and Sunday at the Bramley City Centre. It'll feature music, Bollywood dance workshops, face painting, and a Miss India Canada performance. Well, new out this morning, Maclean's out with their annual university rankings issue, but this time they're breaking down a key factor for students, and that is cost.
When people think about the cost of school, they think of tuition. Tuition only accounts for about a third of the cost of university if you're going to go away. So we wanted to put all the costs together. We looked at rent, we looked at food, we looked at transportation, we looked at booze, we looked at every possible cost that you would incur.
And it does add up. So coming up just after 7 o'clock, Mark Brown from Maclean's will be joining us in studio to break down more of these numbers. They may surprise you.